Hey guys, so this is the last notes video for this week. Woohoo! I'm going to be showing you how to find the last two features we have left of a quadratic. Now, if you guys look at this worksheet, you're like, what do you mean, Miss Poole? We've already filled it all in, okay? This is the same note sheet from Monday and Tuesday, but it does look full already, so I'm going to use this other one to teach you guys just so you can see like a blank canvas, what it will look like, okay? So the last two features I have to teach you about or to show you how to find are the domain and the range. Now, you can write these just like I'm writing them in these last two columns because we're not going to use these two examples, okay? We're going to keep doing the other ones we've been doing. So you guys can take yours, it'll be blank, and then you can just follow along with these examples that I do, and on yours, you've got some blank space here at the bottom. Maybe put your answers there, okay? All right, so domain and range. First, we need to talk about what they are, and then I'm going to show you how to find them, okay? So the domain is all the x values that a graph will touch. Okay? So we just learned this last week, where we want to write things in standard form, right? So to put it in standard form, it has to be the smallest to the biggest. So when I talk about the domain, I'm listing out the x values from smallest to biggest. So it's going to be smallest x, comma, biggest x. Okay? All right. The range, not yet. Sorry. Oopsie, forgot something. Smallest x to biggest x. So when we're reading this on a graph, let's talk about it. The smallest x on a graph, is that going to be to the left or to the right? Good, the left, that's where the negatives are, right? So this will be left, smallest x will be on the left, and the biggest x will be on the right. Okay? Now we're ready to go to range. So range is all the y values that a graph will touch. So very similar to domain, it's just opposite. When we talk about the range, we're talking about the y's, okay? So same thing, we want it in standard form. Sorry, I have the hiccups. Smallest y, comma, biggest y. Okay? And if you think about the y values, remember the y values are vertical. If you look at this graph, the y's run vertically, right? So when we're talking about the y values, the smaller y's are going to be at the bottom and the bigger y's will be at the top. So these are going to go from bottom to top. All right, now y'all know I got to get corny because y'all always mess up on the range. Y'all won't mess up on the domain, but y'all mess up on the range. So we're going to do bottoms up, okay? Or some people like to say started from the bottom, now I'm here. Whatever. As long as you start that range at the bottom, Miss Poole is happy, okay? So let's go ahead and do 4 examples, the same 4 we've been doing. If you want to just watch this and then copy down the answers after, that would help because I'm looking at blank graphs, okay? So smallest y to biggest y is range. Smallest x to biggest x is domain. We're going to show you how to find both of those things, all right? So I'm going to put my answers up here. There's domain, there's range, and actually I'm going to color code them. But y'all get the gist. You can put them anywhere you have some blank space, okay? So domain, I got to zoom this out a little bit or my pen's going to hit it, and range. All right, so let's look at this first graph. So when I talk about the domain, I'm talking about all of the x's on the left to all of the x's on the right that this graph will touch. Now, these graphs are kind of tricky because there's no arrows on the end. For some reason, the computer didn't copy them over, but there should be arrows. Now, you guys learned in math 1. We're in math 1. Hello. I'm used to teaching math 2 right after you guys. So you guys learned in 8th grade that the arrows mean it goes on forever, right? So this one keeps going to the left forever. Well, if it goes on forever, that goes to infinity, right? And then if it goes to the left, that's negative. So my domain, the smallest x, if it goes to the left forever, that smallest x value is negative infinity because it's going to keep going and going and going to the left, right? There's the smallest x. Then my graph goes up, arrow go. Remember, we're talking left to right. We're not left to right. We're not talking about bottom to top yet. So this keeps going to the right forever and ever and ever. Well, we know forever is infinity, and if it's going to the right, that infinity should be positive. You can put a plus. You don't have to, okay? So do you guys see how I wrote all the x's that it will touch? Well, it'll go on forever, so it'll touch negative infinity all the way to positive infinity from left to right, okay? All right, let's try to look at the range. So smallest y to biggest y. If you look down here, remember it's bottom to top, bottoms up. Start at the bottom of your parabola. Well, the bottom is these two arrows, right? And where do they keep going? They go down forever, okay? If it goes to forever, we just talked about how that's infinity, right? But if it's going down, then it's a what kind of infinity? Hopefully you said negative, right? Now, this is the cool thing about range. It's not going to go all the way up to positive infinity. This one does start at the bottom, so it keeps going down. But if we draw this up, do you guys see how it stops right here? Okay, well this point right here is at what number? 4. So this is going to cap off at 4, right? And can we see it touching that 4? Yes, it stops right at 4, right? So if you can see the number it stops at, you want to put a bracket there to show people, hey, I can see that number on that graph. Bracket. Okay? All right, if that's kind of confusing, I'm going to do 3 more with you, so hang with me. Some of you may want to definitely hop on Zoom for this, though. All right, so for this next one, I'm putting the domain in blue again, and I'm going to put the range over here in orange again. And remember, your domain is your x's, so I want the x that's all the way on the left. Remember, there's an arrow right here. To the x that's all the way on the right that this u touches. Well, this end will keep going to the left forever. So what's on the left? Negative infinity, because I said forever, right? Then it scoops down, and it goes to the right forever. I don't care about up or down right now. We're talking about domain, which is x's. X's go left to right, okay? So if it goes to the right forever, because there's supposed to be an arrow here, then that goes to positive infinity. Okay, we should be noticing something. All right, my range, bottom to top, because I'm talking about the y's. So bottoms up or started from the bottom, now I'm here. So look at the bottom of this u. Well, we talked about this on, I think it was Monday, when we did vertex. That's at -9, right? You can see that bottom is at -9. So if I can see it, I'm going to put a bracket. And then to the top, well, this top keeps going up forever, right? So if it's going to forever, that's infinity. And if it goes up, it is positive. So that's your range. All right, 2 more. Let's keep practicing. So I'm going to put these down here. Here's my domain. And here's my range. And let's start with the domain. So the farthest x on the left, well, this is my left side, right? And this has an arrow. It'll keep going to the left forever. That's negative infinity. Hopefully y'all are starting to notice a pattern here. Then it comes up, it u's, it turns back around, and this goes to the right forever. Remember, I don't care about up or down right now. I'm doing domain. That's the x's. So if it goes to the right forever, that's positive infinity. Now, what did y'all notice about every single domain? Let me get it where you can see it. negative infinity, positive infinity, negative infinity, positive infinity, okay? Negative infinity, positive infinity. Well, guess what? This next one, negative infinity, positive infinity. The domain does not ever change. If I have a U shape, let me get it where y'all can see it, and it's growing and it keeps going, it goes to the left and the right forever. So it's always just going to be negative infinity, positive infinity. So you could memorize that and not have to check it every single time, okay? Now, the range does change. It depends on if you have a max or min. So let's look at this one. Remember, it's bottom to top, bottoms up. So start at the bottom of your U. Well, that's the two arrows right here, which means they go down forever. So the bottom goes down forever. That's negative infinity. But look right here. It comes up to what number? -2. Remember, we're talking about the y value, so don't tell me -1. I'm looking at the y. It comes up to -2, and we can see it touching -2. So that's where you need your bracket. Okay? All right, one more. If you checked this one left to right, yep, that'll go on forever. So that's negative infinity to positive. That looks good. Now let's check our range. Bottoms up or started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Well, here's the bottom of my U. And the bottom of that U is at 0. Well, we can see it sitting there right at 0, can't we? So we need a bracket because you can see it at 0. But then it goes, it rises, and then up forever. So to the top will be up forever, so it'll be positive infinity. Okay? All right, that's how you find domain and range. I am expecting you to need lots of help on that because it's brand new. This is also something very important for Math 2 and Math 3. So hop on Zoom and I can help you out, okay? Bye, y'all.